Bat Blue Light. Whether you're at beer league or just watching some hockey with the boys, you can't find a better beer than a fresh from the Bat Blue Light. You know, lots of things are better together in life. Hockey, food, golf. But if you really want to take things to the next level, drink some Labatt Blue Lights with your friends and live life to the power of we. I'm thinking back to September. We're at Buffalo for the Chicklets Cup. Tons of Labatt's flying all weekend. Everybody was having a grand old time. Thinking of Bill's Mafia, man. They definitely consume their fair share of Blue Lights up there. I can't not imagine how many they're going to have in the playoffs starting up. Football playoffs can't beat it. Tons of Labatt Blue Lights, no matter where you are. So remember, page out of the Labatt Blue Light book and enjoy your beers together so you can live life to the power of we. You can find Labatt Blue Light at labattusa.com/binder. All right, boys, take two. It's finally time to bring on our next guest. This forward from down the street a little ways in Lexington, Massachusetts, is currently a freshman at Boston College and tied for second on the team in points. Back in June down Nashville, he was taken fourth overall by the San Jose Sharks. Now, last Friday in Sweden, he helped the U.S. win its sixth World Junior Championship. Thanks so much for joining us on the Spit and Chicklets podcast. Will Smith, congratulations, brother. Still buzzing from the win or what?
Yeah, it's been a crazy couple of days. It's kind of been blowing up, so it's pretty cool.
How did the celebration go down after? Like, I'm guessing the flight was the next day. Did the boys get to have a night in Gothenburg? I know you've been there for so long, but how did it all go down that night right after?
Yeah, I mean, so we had there was like a bunch of media and stuff after the games, but guys were like, all right, like short answers, let's go, let's get out of here. And then they just send out our bus times just to make sure everyone knew what time in the morning they had to get out of there. But after that, we just went to the hotel. And then
what time did you finally get off the bus and like to the hotel rooms to change to get out and hit the town? Like a decent hour?
Well, we got back at like by 11:30, 12 to the hotel, and all the parents were there, and kind of hung out there for a bit. And then we were told not to wear any USA stuff because, I mean, we were getting like DMs and stuff. Like some people weren't happy Sweden from the whole
from the end of the game.
Yeah.
Wow. So in that end of the game, those stuff
I don't think DMs like threatening you.
But it went smoke show, want to meet up. Hey, I want to kill you. Smoke show, where you going? Swedish guy, I'm gonna stuff food in my locker. Yeah. So I can imagine the DMs.
Yeah, free table at Cafe Oprah if you show up. I want you dead.
At the end of the game, though, Lane Hudson got involved. Like, what went down there? That was kind of them starting it a little bit, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like, I don't even know. I just started at the blue line, there was a whistle, and then next thing you know, there's a ruffle, and then I think Snugger, two guys had Snuggers, and Hudson got in there. And he already got high stick, so he's already leaking.
Yeah, and then missed call, by the way. He didn't even call it.
Yeah, and then they review that. But so then he got in there, and then, I mean, the kid was like, had like 5 inches on him, and he's still.
I don't know what's starting. Ryan Leonard was blowing kisses in the front row to the Swedish players' girlfriends. That's what fucking got it all going.
Well, you gotta accept that. When you lose, you gotta lose. You gotta lose. You get embarrassed. You lost.
He's blowing the kisses to the wives' lounge for crying out loud. Yeah. I mean, that was unbelievable. What brought him to do that? Were you boys cackling when you saw him give the kiss to the front row?
Well, we knew, like at school, whenever we go to an away rink, he's always like, oh, if I score, I'm going straight to the student section and like giving him something. So we knew if he scored, he was gonna do something.
That's a common theme. Wait, did you play with any guys in college that did that?
No, but Leonard's from Springfield, dude. Land of Frankie Petrano. Those Western Mass guys, they'll do anything. Also trash buckets. They just run around trying to kill people. They get Springfield tattooed on their quad like Petrano. So I'm not surprised at all. I mean, Leonard's a dog out there. He's probably looking to piss people off constantly, fans or players.
Yeah, I mean, half the time we're like in the middle of the play and we just hear the crowd going nuts and like guys like screaming and Sam's like on the ground, someone like rolling around. So it's like...
Well, hey, Biz mentioned his under 18s, and that kind of goes back to yours. And I know you were playing up. You and Leonard were playing up with are you an 05?
Yeah.
So you were playing with the 04s. You guys got the call up, but that 04 team, they lost to Sweden in the gold medal under 18. So you heard Gauthier and Hudson saying they stole it from us. Do you remember that game? Like, how did that game go? It must have been hard for the guys who weren't able to come back the next year, like you and Leonard.
Yeah, I mean, well, you said about the celebrations. I mean, they scored an empty netter and they were right in front of our bench celebrating. So it's like those guys.
You remember that?
This is
Yeah.
payback.
Oh yeah, no, that was a big revenge game for especially for our old forwards that were in Germany. But that feels like forever ago. I mean,
Yeah.
I played Sweden in a gold medal game 3 years in a row. So it's like it used to be Canada growing up that I would watch. It would always be U.S. Canada or something like that. But now it's kind of switched to Sweden.
I'm a little naive to how the whole program goes and everything, but of the team that was assembled this year with winning the gold medal, were you familiar with every guy that was on the roster, or when you're getting there from college, are there certain guys that you've never like played with or even met?
I mean, we knew probably 95% of the team. I mean, we had 3 OHL guys, so besides, I mean, maybe 2, but we met them in the summer, so it was like we met them before, but besides that, we knew everyone very well.
So as soon as you got there, do you feel like this group in particular, you guys gelled all right away, like not little clicks off? It was like more of a team everywhere you guys did and went?
Definitely, I think because, I mean, there was a bunch of program guys, but even that we weren't on the program, they were always with us. So it was like, it didn't really matter we had those 3 OHL guys, but they were with us no matter what. So it was kind of clicked as soon as we got there.
Who inside the locker room was maybe like the loudest guy, like maybe the most vocal leader, or the on the other end maybe like the clown of the team? Was there anyone that stuck out in terms of how loud they were in the room?
You always need a guy doing the mangina to get the boys going to rock every time.
You need a jester, Biz. That's why we had a chance in St. Louis. The jesters.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously we have McGrory, who was our captain, but I mean, the guy that kind of stood up was Brindley. I mean, he had an A, but I mean, he was still respected in the locker room, but everyone listened to him. And obviously, we had a team clown, and that was Isaiah William.
Okay, so I wanted to ask about him. He seems, I can picture that now, but an undrafted player, he'll be a high pick this year, I think. Super skilled, huh? And I was reading he grew up in California. His parents used to drive like 2 hours to practice. Like, his whole story is interesting in terms of becoming an elite player, but what type of guy is he? Just always goofing around? But because his game is no joke, dude. He's walking the line like Lidstrom.
Yeah, no, he kind of flew under the radar, I mean, because he didn't get drafted. And obviously he's going to draft this year, but
he could have been drafted last year.
No, he couldn't. Because it was our draft year, and he was the only guy on our team who had a late birth year. So I mean, he doesn't come from a hockey family like that. I mean, his brother was drafted to the Red Wings, and then he followed him to Denver. They're there right now together. But I mean, off the ice, he's one of my best friends. We were roommates at NTDP on the road, so we have
just a funny bastard. And I could tell by the smirk on your face that you probably can't repeat all these jokes that he's telling you. Stop, eh? Yeah.
There's 300 stories. We can't get one of them.
That to me was the most special thing that I got to take away from under 18. Playing with not only special players that went on to be NHL stars, but the fact that you would have never met them otherwise, and how funny you end up finding out some of these guys are. So those bonds and friendships that I took away from those tournaments was what I remember most, other than the gold medal, not a big deal. So that was the guy for you to spend time with. That was the most enjoyable.
Yeah, I mean, he's, like I said, we were roommates, so we've been together for a while now. But I mean, that's what you just said was pretty true. I mean, there's some guys that you go to summer camp, like, oh, that kid is such a loser to play against, and you finally meet him, and you're in the room together, and he's actually a beauty. So.
What about this other guy, the guy who wore the belt buckle to the draft? The new Bugsy Malone,
the Iceman. What is this guy's deal?
He's a weapon, man. He
said to Emily Kaplan, "I'm the best looking guy in the draft."
And I'm chirping Russians for changing their birth certificates to seem a little bit younger. This guy has to be 25 years old. There's no way he's world junior age.
No, he's one of a kind. I mean, you saw the whole show he put on at the draft, so I mean, he's pretty funny, and he gave himself that in the Iceman, so it's sticking now.
I heard to a couple GMs that he said, if you don't pull me in the first round, then I'm going to bang your old lady. And that's why he ended up going. No, I'm serious. You hear about these stories of these GMs and these teams meetings with the players. That was the rumor coming out of last year's draft. This guy was saying that type of shit. So he's got some
Phone or the
fucking
phone?
big old
And he was
cojones on.
31st overall, so the Tampa guys like,
Oh, yeah.
I'm not having my white kid stuffed by this kid.
Well, this just mentioned Russia. Do you happen to know any guys? Are you friendly with any of the guys that would have been on the Russian team this year had they had one?
I don't know any of them. I mean,
No, confident you might have played against them.
at the draft, Mitch Crop was the seat right in front of me, and we didn't even. I think we looked at each other once, and that was about it.
Once you went in front of him, he's like, "Oh, that's
What kind of cologne was he wearing? You had to have been able to smell it from where you were sitting.
Joyce."
Well, he showed up like a minute before I was starting, and with his two, I think, security guards, and they
KGB.
showed up, sat down, and that was it.
So back to the draft, and it goes into this U.S. team. Obviously, you go forward. Leonard then gets picked by the Caps, and the whole time your boy Gabe Perreault, the other BC star freshman, your line, he's kind of dropping a little bit. And right when the Rangers took him, it's like Chris Drury, hockey IQ guy, and you had mentioned to me in Nashville, this kid's awesome. It wasn't surprising to you to see him go first round. Was it surprising to see that he wasn't picked a little sooner? Because he looks phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, for me, definitely. I mean, I told teams at every interview at the combine, like, take this guy. He's gonna be a stud. So, I mean, he was watching him slip there. It was a little weird. It was like who's gonna be the team to get lucky here? And I mean, when the Rangers got up there, I knew they were gonna take him. Yeah, they're pretty lucky they got that.
What would have been the reason teams were like hesitant? Like, is skating maybe not necessarily his strongest part of his game, or like what are teams even looking at after lighting up? Didn't he break the record for points at NTDP?
Yeah, he broke, I think, a couple of records there. I mean, I think he said that teams were just saying about his skating, but
yeah,
I don't think
they're overthinking it.
Yeah.
Why? Maybe a little bit slower boots or bad boots?
I think they just thought he was a choppy skater. I think that's what he told me that some teams were saying, but I don't really see it being a problem.
I will jump back to the tournament. The semis versus the Finns. You guys are down 2-0 after the first. What was the mood in the room? Any panic? Or you guys, confident about what was going on?
We weren't panicking too much. Obviously, we knew Finland's like going to come out and just try to be physical. And I mean, their two first goals were just kind of shitty little bounces that just didn't work out. But second period, as soon as we got a couple really good grade A's, then I knew we're going to take it over.
I'm interested in the coach, David Carl. Now, I played with his brother, Matt. He won the Hobie Baker. He was an incredible player. And then from what I know, David was playing, and then he had some sort of health issue where he had to retire. He gets into coaching immediately. He's already got a national title. Great setup in Denver. I'd be shocked at some point if he's not an NHL head coach. But what's he like as a guy? Is he chirping guys? Is he getting on guys' back? Does he let you play? Like, as a coach, what was he like?
He was awesome. I mean, like you said, he was a couple times, and he was a really good player. And then obviously something happened where he had to stop playing. So I think he kind of knows where we're coming from when he's on the bench. I mean, he was in our positions just not long ago, so he wasn't like he could let us go and let us play and keep the sticks in our hand, but he would get us fired up before games too. He's one of the best coaches I've had.
Did you notice a difference in the way that each country played and how different they played? Like from game to game, were you guys being prepared for that and what to expect? Because you're not really usually playing against these teams, right? Like you just said, like you expected the Finns to be more physical. Like I wouldn't have expected that more maybe than some other countries.
Yeah, I mean, every country, honestly, like Czech, we knew they were going to just sit back in the neutral zone and just flag everything up. So we knew we had to kind of try to get behind them. And then Finland were trying to be physical. And then Sweden obviously likes to have the puck most they can. So they're just hinging it back and forth in the neutral zone. They're only going to wait until it's a perfect play. So I think every time for our pre-scout, we knew what they were going to do, what their tendencies are. So it actually does matter a lot of which country we're playing.
Well, which country or countries seem poised to make a big jump internationally in the next few years? And we've seen Germany and Switzerland the last few years. Anyone maybe below them that looks like they're getting a lot better?
Like actually, Norway was good this year. I know they got relegated. They gave us a game there. The first game, they were good.
Just because of their skating and how they just all move.
I think that and the fact that they were so fired up to playoffs. I mean, it was our first game. They came out flying. I think they had one kid who might go top 10 or something like that. So he was pretty good too.
That was the other question I was going to ask you. Is like of all the other teams, like who was the best player that you saw on the ice, and you're like, damn, that guy's going to have a hell of a career in the National League.
I mean, obviously Celebrini's going to be pretty legit. But Sweden, I mean, Lekkernmäki was pretty good the whole tournament. And, he had a big goal there at the end of the second period. But I mean, his shot is ridiculous.
Yeah, that's the guy Merles was talking about, but it's he scores from anywhere, that Lekkernmäki.
Yeah.
I think the Sabres took him. The Sabres got all these smallish forwards. Like, they eat some meat.
You brought up Merles. I don't think we've talked about the fact that Merles ended up meeting up with your old man over there before the gold medal game, having a few pops.
Yeah, I mean, I shot Elliot text, and I was like, all the USA dads are hanging out themselves. So might as well give me his number. I'll give him my dad's number, and they can go hang out and see what happens.
Careful what you ask for in USA dads. Next thing you know, you're face down on the sidewalk. Merle's talking about his parlay.
Checking account empty.
Yeah, Merle's is going to have to move into your place after a shift he did in Gothenburg. I think his old lady changed the locks to the house. Merle's is in pantyhose right now doing the dishes with a stiletto up his ass.
The dads, though, because they're there for so long, they're just watching their kids represent the country. It's so sick for them. You must have seen every morning as the trip went on, they must have been getting out of bed a little slower and slower. No, or were they just ripping it the whole time?
Oh, it was ridiculous. Every morning we would check our phones, and it would be like we were just getting videos and like where they were. Like, where were you guys last night?
Yeah,
it was crazy.
They're like, oh, we're in Denmark tonight. We hopped on a train.
They got their tracksuits on. They're like, we told them we played for Team USA. They let us in.
They're like, NHL dad's trip. Fuck that. We're at the World Juniors for 4 weeks.
Oh, that's so good.
Well, be honest. How much did you cringe when you heard Fresh Prince of Bel-Air song with Mostly Witt singing it? How bad was that?
I mean, you could see when they asked me to sing it on TV, I was like, right now?
Oh, yeah, you were disgusted.
I was like, yeah.
Are you talking about at the draft when he was walking up after he got picked? Oh, I thought that was pretty cool. Asking you to sing it. That's no. That could be
the singing part. That's what I was talking about.
It's a lose-lose because even if you sing it, it's going viral, and you're gonna look like you're in a no-win there.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of going viral, we got to bring Grinelli on right now. He did that locker room tour with you at BC, and that just popped off. And we're getting coaches saying that they're having recruits commit because of these videos now.
I mean, it's true. I mean, growing up, we would always watch with college hockey, but there was never anything that was really in depth or really any good videos. So I think now that these videos are all going to be coming out, that kids are just going to be sitting at home watching these videos, and that's how they get the familiar with the schools.
Which rink do you think we should go to next? I heard you're a big fan of playing at New Maine.
And you got to go there for a game. It's crazy.
So
it's unbelievable.
You mentioned about Leonard always kissing to the student section. Who's got the nastiest student section? Are they throwing daggers at you guys?
They said whatever they wanted up there. They said some absurd stuff to her.
No.
It's Maine. They don't even have teeth and shit.
Oh yeah. I mean, my mom, there was condoms flying from the stands. My mom was on the bottom. It was
she's like, grab one, Will, please.
You used ones or just new ones?
I hope there's new ones.
Well, I don't know. I never went to college. All I heard is it's just just horny people just buzzing around. You never know.
Speaking of student sections, Conti Forum, where Boston College plays, it's pretty big building. Times maybe the atmosphere is a little empty, but this year it's been rocking. I remember seeing clips when you guys played Denver early in the year, and I was told, I don't know if you're sure, apparently they changed the rules this year where students can just go until it's full as opposed to needing tickets, but the atmosphere there has been nuts, huh?
Yeah, they had to change the rules just for this year because of how many people are coming. Before we us the players get to the game, we're walking down the stairs, the lines already started outside the rink. And they said it's never been like this before, and Denver was absurd. It was full. It was a blackout in the stands. Before warm ups, it was sold out.
Really?
Yeah, it was crazy. We ended up losing, but
Well, apparently they also sell booze there now. Where BU was the only school biz that was selling beer, and I think now like BC included, it's just you're gonna get more people naturally if you can have a beer watching the game.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
they started a bunch of stuff like, I mean, before the year they were like, we want to start tailgating the hockey game, so they started. Well, my mom wanted to get that going, and obviously all the parents be able to meet up before the game, so they had tailgates under the football stadium to start the year.
Jesus. How was that? No, outside of hockey, how was your first semester of college? How'd it go?
I mean, coming from the program, so obviously online now, so it's completely different from when Whit was there, when you guys were at school. But so we do school at the rink, so now going to class is a little bit different of making sure you get there on time.
So you don't have to
Make
do
sure
any
you go to
classrooms
class.
at all?
No,
Like, no
you're
classes
saying
at
that
all?
you didn't have to go. Now you're having to attend the classes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
It's an adjustment.
How much sleeping is going on in class? Because when I went to Davenport University, and yes, that's a real university. I was playing in the OHL at the time, and I would get there within 5 minutes. I was sleeping the entire class. I couldn't stay awake.
Some mornings are tougher than others to even get to class, but
Have you
try to
picked
get
a
there.
major yet?
Yeah, communications.
Oh yeah, sick. You're gonna have a podcast in a couple of years.
Yeah, they go back then.
Hey, with the communications major, we mentioned Perot earlier. That usually means you have to take a theater class. I heard you and Dave took a theater class, and you guys might have been in charge of like building the whole set.
Nice. Oh, they're
Yeah, no, it actually is pretty funny because I mean we're going to school here, and then during the day we're at music class and theater class, and we're sitting there and we have a game that night, and the whole school is going to be there. So it's pretty funny when we're building a set for play and having to go play that night.
Can you act?
Oh no, so they had the list of the jobs, and we were like, we're not acting, but we had to
He's like
build
the
the
team
set for
So-
the acting.
Not at any point in that class did you have to do maybe like a little skit, like a little improv.
Gable had to get up there. One day,
And
I'd love a
And?
clip of that. That has to be on video.
but he was just okay.
okay, all right. Maybe we can get you guys in like a future, like a commercial that we do when you guys make the big time. It's always fun. I want to get more players in the mix, showing off their personality. I think it'd be fun.
Yeah, we love that.
Chipotle should give you guys a free commercial, right? They just gave you guys free burritos for a year, right?
Yeah, they did. So my texted me on the bus after the game. He's like, I'm pretty sure Chipotle's giving the whole team free burritos for a year, and everyone's like, no, you're lying. And they tweeted it out, and boys went nuts.
Wow. That's unreal. Doesn't include guac though.
And guac is extra.
Hey, you're a St. Patrick's baby, huh?
I am.
Got a big celebration every year for the fam?
Yeah, it's a decent day to have your birthday on in Boston.
Friggin' right.
So.
Friggin'
You
right.
growing up playing around here, you played for the Eagles program, right?
Yeah, I did.
So Leonard, obviously being a Mass kid, had you started playing against him when you guys were like 8 years old, 9 years old?
Yeah, because we went to the Brick together when we were 9 or 10, so that's when we kind of first started to become friends, and then every summer we played together. But he played for the Springfield Rifles, so we were in different leagues.
Okay.
But we've been friends since like 8 or 9.
So when you were younger, how much summer hockey were you playing? I know we've talked about this a lot, that you want to get kids off the skates, but it's changed so much. Were you one of those kids at 11, like doing like 7 tournaments every summer?
I think we would stick to like 2 or 3 during the summer,
Okay.
but we made sure we wanted to have some family time in the Cape or something like that. You don't want to overdo it. I mean, we all saw the video of you talking about parents thinking their kids being first rounders. We thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, until the booze comes.
Yeah, I was good till then. I want to go back to the classes. Have you had any weird